Shelley, we have your number one son.
Number
Adam.
one son.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to make the Zippy Breakfast.
That's right. One of my favorite recipes is the Zippy Breakfast. It's good for thin people like me because it's really hearty and sustaining. I feel like
Correction, slender, not
slender.
thin.
And I sometimes say skinny,
Yeah.
but people correct me on that and say thin, and now you're taking it a step further.
I think slender is very nice.
I've reached the status of slender.
I think ectomorph is good. Ectomorph. He's an ectomorph.
Ectomorph.
Which means?
Which means lean green machine.
Beautiful.
You can find this recipe in our cookbooks. It's in the Back to the House of Health cookbook. The Zippy Breakfast. There's a nice picture of it.
Page 35.
Yeah.
And why is this your favorite recipe?
Well, it's one of my favorite recipes because, growing up, we wanted something to replace something like oatmeal because I really liked, oatmeal. It's hearty. And like I said, it's sustaining and
chewy.
And it's really good. Chewy, too.
Tomatoes, avocado, lemon, buckwheat.
Buckwheat, yeah. That's kind of what replaces, and gives you the feel of something like oatmeal. Buckwheat. The reason why we use buckwheat instead of something like rice is because it's a little less starchy. So when you talk about grains, buckwheat's a better choice than something like rice. You could also do the same recipe with something like quinoa, or another one that I really like, which is even chewier, is barley.
Right.
And you can try that.
And buckwheat's a seed, not a grain, and so it's higher in protein, less starchy. And you can play with how much water you cook buckwheat in. If you want the consistency of a very sticky oatmeal, moist oatmeal, you can use more water, like 4 cups of water to 1 cup of buckwheat. If you wanted more the consistency that we're using it today, we probably doubled the water to the buckwheat, and you'll have more of a chewy, you can even dehydrate it and get a little crunchier version of buckwheat. So buckwheat is very versatile, very high in protein. And that's the base today for the Zippy Breakfast.
So when you buy it, what is it like when you go to the store?
When you buy it, you want to look for a triangular seed that is light green. And you don't want to buy roasted buckwheat. You want raw buckwheat.
Good.
And the store probably says buckwheat right above it.
Right.
That's helpful.
That's very helpful. You can
Right.
find it in your local health store probably in the bulk section. And like my mom explained, if you're comfortable cooking rice, it's very similar. You just need to slightly adjust the ratio of water to buckwheat. Anyway, so we start out, it's really simple. You can use a bowl, just like you would a cereal bowl or something for breakfast. And one thing that I'll add is you don't have to just eat this for breakfast.
Any time of the day.
Yeah, any time of the day, especially, it's called Zippy Breakfast. If you have a zippy lifestyle, and you find yourself not able to eat as often, maybe 3 meals a day is about all you get, this is going to burn slower and be sustaining enough to the point where you don't feel like you have to eat something in between meals. And that's another reason why I like it, because I like to stay busy in life.
I love how you cut those tomatoes, Shelley.
Yeah, I just...
How'd you do that?
I'm just taking out the little top of the tomato here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be slicing and dicing these tomatoes while Adam demonstrates how to open the avocado.
Okay, yeah, good idea. For those of you that aren't comfortable opening an avocado, it's really simple. Usually I just slice off the top where the stem was. Mm-hmm. Take that off, and then I will cut it in half from the top, and you can just kind of rotate it around until you get to the other side. And once you've done that, you can just kind of turn the avocado in half. And you can see that the pit of the seed inside is rather large. There's just a simple technique to remove that because that's not really edible. So I just kind of give it a little wrist flick into the seed and then another twist, and it will turn up and out of the other half of the avocado.
Number one son don't have to think
Number one
pit.
son.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Some young son, huh?
He is young son.
You're right.
Yes.
Okay,
Some young guy.
Depending on how you like your avocado, I usually keep it in the skin and I just slice it into little squares, doing vertical and horizontal slices into the avocado. And if you have a ripe avocado, you can just squeeze it out, and you'll see that those little cubes will fall out. If you don't want to do it that way, then you can grab a spoon and spoon it right into your bowl on top of
Would number
the
one
buckwheat.
mother please
Yes.
cut?
We
There
will
you
get
go.
the tomatoes ready. Here's the
Yes.
lemons.
Nice.
Okay, so she's cut up this other tomato, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that on top of the avocado and the buckwheat.
Boy, does that look delicious.
Yeah, it's pretty. You've got
Great
a nice
snack,
variety
too.
of color, the red and the green,
Yeah.
and the buckwheat below. Another reason why this is really one of my favorite recipes is because it's quick and it's simple. I mean, besides the buckwheat, you're not spending a lot of time cooking. I mean, how long does it really take to cut the stuff up and throw it on top? After this, all you're really talking about is the flavor.
The Zip.
Zip.
The Zippy Breakfast.
Zip
Yeah.
is one of our favorite seasonings. It's a pepper blend of spices made by the Spice Hunter. It's really great. I am quite liberal with my seasonings because I like strong flavor. Obviously, you'll have to season it and taste it and see what you like. I love salt. I love my food really salty. One of the salts that we use is a real salt from the Great Salt Lake in Utah. And then we also have our pH Miracle Flavor Salt, which is a liquid salt that you can use for a variety of purposes as a condiment on your foods like we're doing here with the Zippy Breakfast. But we also recommend that people get as much salt in their diet as possible, and it's a good energy boost, so you can spray it right into your mouth or your mom's face.
Now, this is also
Just like that.
This is you
Yummy.
love this, the 369 oil, don't you,
Yeah.
Shelley?
This is our absolutely beautiful brand new Omega 369 blend. This is a perfect blend of your omega essential fatty oils. It's plant-based and fish-free. And this is actually a very, very delicious oil. Some oils come with a strong flavor. This one is very mild. And we want to give, even though we got the healthy fats of the avocado in there, we want to give a little bit of dash of the Omega 369 blend to make sure we're hitting all of our bases of those essential fatty acids. Now, monounsaturated fats, unsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats are something you need to educate yourself, and you'd like to use those fats in your diet in a balanced way. And when we take so many carbohydrates out of the diet, we're actually turning our metabolism into fat-burning metabolism. So that's why we're adding this beautiful oil today to also get it to be emollient and slip and slide through the
Fantastic.
spoon.
Shelley,
Yeah.
you mentioned polyunsaturates. Are you
Yes.
saying poly or poly?
You're poly.
Just asking. Thank you.
Well, those are the best fats, actually, Paul.
How about the lemon?
Yeah,
put
you
the
can
lemon
you
in?
can add lemon, squeeze some lemon. A lot of this is just a taste. There's recommendations for amounts or portions in the books, but
It adds a nice
taste
flavor.
it, stir it around, try a bite, see if you like it. I even like to add other things. You can put pine nuts in here. You can put Kalamata olives. You can put onions. You can put peppers. You can
Nice
you can do
variations.
nice
Let's
variation.
have Paul Ryan take a taste of this and see what he thinks.
This, I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Genuinely so excited. Wow.
What do you think?
Good stuff, huh?
It could be my favorite recipe.
Instead of Cheerios, huh?
Hey, listen, I had it first. It's mine, not his.
There's enough for both of us in here. Shelley, any tips on preparing the buckwheat?
Just that you steam it similar to how you cook rice or any other grain. But just remember it's a seed instead of a grain, and it cooks up in about the same amount of time. You can adjust the texture either soft or more crispy and hard. So it's real easy.
Wow.
He likes it.
So you didn't grow up on this in jolly old
I didn't
England?
know we had a bit of crumpet in the morning.
That's right.
Tea and
That's right.
scone.
This is a much better way, don't you think, Adam?
How healthy is this, Shelley? How healthy, really? We're talking about avocado, tomatoes,
Yeah,
buckwheat.
it's a perfect meal. It really is, and that's why Adam eats it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Anytime, it's a snack.
It's slightly on the transitional side, but overall, it's a very healthy way to transition away from some other foods that you might eat for breakfast or any other meal that just aren't quite as healthy.
Thank you, number one son.
Yes, and
number
from the
one mother.
and from the PH Miracle Fun Food Show, we're saying salute to your health and see you next time.